Hey, YouTube. Well, I don't like talking about this dude, but I must. The reason why I don't like talking about this dude is because, for some reason, YouTube does not like me to use the word C-O-O-N. Every time I use C-O-O-N, I get demonetized. So, I can't put it in the title, that's for sure. But I don't know how else to address this guy. Let me get the light right. I do not know how else to address this guy. Darrell, let's say it, the Coon Scott. My man Coon Scott. My ace boon Coon. All right. Now, everybody's talking about this picture. I didn't even see this photo op. I don't know how. I'm online all day. But I saw the original broadcast on CNN. I gotta get myself together here. I film in a window, and so if the outside ain't right, then I'm not right. Okay, so this dude Scott, he's the I don't know if he has a job there or not, but he has been cooning for Trump since the very beginning. Since Trump was running, dragging all these pastors in there to talk to Trump, which they never talk to him, never say anything. They're not even allowed to ask questions. Now he's done drug them back for supposed to be some kind of prison reform discussion. How in the hell is it a discussion and the only one's talking is him? And then when you can't even ask him a question. I can't believe these people get on airplanes and fly all the way to Washington, D.C. to sit up there to take a damn picture that takes seconds. It's just some boring ass meeting where he's just reading off prepared statements and nothing happens. Disgraceful. Of course, Paula White, she's there. She's disgraceful. Now they even drug this dude. What's this big guy now? I guess he's on the way up. John Gray. He has a show on OWN. So, of course, Trump has him right beside him because Trump has such a respect for what's on television. All right. So we've all had enough time to see what happens to people when they support Trump. Black people who support this Trump dude, right? All these singers who have sang for Donald Trump and never worked again. All of the backlash people get for going up in there and sitting up there and you're not even having a discussion. So why is this dude, Darrell Scott, him and Paula White, why are they dragging these preachers into the White House knowing it's going to affect their career and their bottom lines? Which, I hate to say it, most pastors, they're interested in that bottom line. How can people trust you to lead their congregations when you sitting up here cooning for Donald Trump, the least racially sensitive person probably in the history of the United States of America? We'll leave out the guys 100 years or more back. In modern times, Trump is certainly the worst. And this dude has the nerve to sit up here talking about Donald Trump, maybe the most pro-black president in history. He sounds just like him, hyperbole. And he even put down President Obama. The nerve. How dare that fool get up there? And this is the same Darrell Scott that went when they've let him talk. They don't let him talk very often. When they let him talk, he's talking about he's going to clean up Chicago, and the Chicago gangsters called him and told him that they'll lower the body count if you give them a certain amount of money for these programs. You better start programs that they're going to stop killing each other. It's the craziest goddamn thing I ever heard of. Coon Man Scott. Sorry, YouTube. I don't know what else to call this dude. Demonetized, demonetized. So he's the spokesman. The other pastors, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? I put off going into the story because I had nothing to add to the story. We all know that dude's a coon. And we all know he's going to get up there and kiss Trump's ass. And he sounds just like Trump, so he's probably reading from prepared statements. In other words, Trump has told him what to say. And then listen, congregations, if you guys are in a church run by Darrell Scott, this same man who has been taken to court and sued for, I guess, hundreds of thousands of dollars because he ain't even paid, rented some, what was this story? Rented mansions or something like that. Didn't even pay the people. They had to take him to court and evict his ass. That shows you the character of your pastor, your leadership. And for him to get on here on national television talking about Donald Trump is the most racially sensitive president, perhaps in history, is absolutely ridiculous. You to follow somebody like that. How can y'all walk back in them damn churches and listen to this fool? Because I'm sure he pumps it all into you at these services. And how dare him put our president, Barack Obama, in his mouth. If you ain't got nothing to say, you don't want to appreciate that brother for all he did, shut your goddamn mouth. We don't want to hear it. You sound like a goddamn fool. And you are a coon, sir. You're a coon. So I wasn't familiar with these other pastors. Everybody seems to know who they are. I know Paula White, you know. I don't know why she can't call her white pastors in there and let him hoodwink them. But did anybody hear anything said about prison reform? That's what they were supposedly there for. So they go there and Donald Trump, Donald Trump. Then the black woman that's sitting beside him, he has to touch her. Donald Trump reaches over and touches the black woman sitting beside him. And then she touches him there. So this was her cue. She didn't touch him until he touched her hand. When he touched her hand, that's your cue to touch me like I'm an endeared friend of the community. Such horse shit. That was so obvious. I don't know. I don't know what this dude, is he have a job with Trump or what? But you congregations, you're going to have to make your decisions, honey. I don't know about these other guys. I think they got hoodwinked, invited in there under the guise that they're going to discuss prison reform, which more than likely never happened. Trump read some shit that somebody else prepared and he could care less about. Thank you. Everybody went around the table like that meeting he had before with all the senators. Everybody goes around the table and kisses his ass. Tell him how wonderful he is. Disgraceful. That dude, Darrell the Coon Scott, makes me want to throw up when I see him. I'm not bullshitting you. It is hard. I can't get decent commentary about him because I don't like looking at him. Looking at him is like looking at Trump. They make me sick. It's such bullshit. You congregations, are you going to accept this? If you're going to accept this dude, Darrell the Coon Scott, as your leader, your spiritual leader, your ass is brainwashed.